Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Rundy.
Here.
Director Hayes.
Here.
Director Roth.
Here.
Director Moore is excused. Director Gray is excused. President Bradley.
Here. We have a quorum. Call the meeting to order.
President, plans and specifications for letting number 8583, City Parks Asphalt Pavement Rehabilitation. Plans and specifications for letting number 8586, O'Fallon Park Asphalt Pavement Rehabilitation. Addendum number 1 for letting number 8584, reconstruction of T1 Vehicle Service Road, replacement of existing water line from Concourse C to D, rehabilitation of Gate C10, trench drain, and rehabilitation of junction chambers at Lambert St. Louis International Airport. Recommendation that Board Order Number 796, amending the assessment of application fees associated with massage bath establishments, tattoo parlors, rooming houses, dormitories, and hotels and rooming houses be approved. From the President, Director of Public Utilities, Streets, and Health and Hospitals, joint recommendation that permit for Laura Retail LLC to place refurbished shipping container curbside on elevated piers at 605 Washington. The container will house 2 wood fuel smokers as well as wood storage. Recommends approval subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Utilities, recommendation that the Board declares as emergency action repair of rotating assembly for a large high service pump at Howard Bend Engine House. Recommends approval. From the Director of Public Utilities and Public Safety, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. St. Louis University to consolidate and re-subdivide land at 3 through 11, 17, and 19 through 43 North Grand and 3615 through 95 Laclede in City Block 1959. St. Louis University to consolidate land at 1221 South Grand through 3621 through 81 Rucker and 3624 through 78 Hickory in City Block 2179B and 2181 South. Sunshine Ministries to consolidate land at 1700 through 09, 1714 through 16, 1718 through 22 North 13th in City Block 645. Sean J. and Kelsey DePass to consolidate land at 2648 and 2650 Pennsylvania in City Block 2078. From the Director of Streets, an affidavit for petition number 6816 Kings Food Phillips, Inc., which provides for the conditional vacation of public air, surface, and subsurface rights for vehicle equation pedestrian travel in the westernmost 150 feet of the 15-foot wide east-west alley in City Block 3765 North is bounded by Fountain, Albert, Enright, and Kings Highway in the city of St. Louis. Recommendation that permit for Calvo, Inc., doing business as Mango Pavilion Cuisine, to encroach with Sidewalk Cafe, 9 tables and 36 chairs with liquor, utilizing 660 square feet at 1001 Washington. Recommends approval subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Safety, recommendation that 2 festival zones be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. Fox Park Party Community Concert, July 25th, 2015 at Foxport at California and Victor. And Cafe Natasha Anniversary Party, July 25th, 2015 at Grand and Wyoming, closing Wyoming a half block from Grand to Alley. Now we have the conditional uses.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and members of the board. I'm Michael Vicentainer, zoning plan examiner for the city, and I'll be representing the building commissioner at today's meeting. Per board order number 766, transmitted herewith are recommendations for the following conditional use agenda applications. Approval is recommended for 1 application at 6438 Bishop's Place. Approval with conditions is recommended for 13 applications at 5163 Vernon, 1007 North 16th Street, 2908 Virginia University, 5325 Virginia, 4548 Dr. Martin Luther King, 5967 West Florissant, 2508 Goodfellow, 4710 St. Louis, 3616 Chippewa, 5648 Pershing, 5632 Dr. Martin Luther King, 4933 Delmar, and 3457 through 59 Morgan Ford.
We have 3 daycares on today's agenda. Dr. Martin Luther King, West Florissant, and on Virginia. I just want to verify that all 3 of the above have Missouri State licensure for daycares.
Let's see. Said Virginia, Dr. Martin Luther King, and West Florissant. In the one at Virginia, she testified that she currently runs another location that is state licensed currently and has been for 4 years. The Dr. Martin Luther King, she testified that she currently runs another facility and that it is state licensed. And let's make sure that West Florissant, they're looking at doing, this is a new facility here, so they would not be currently state licensed. It would be pending the outcome of this.
Are there any other questions from the board on the conditional uses?
Yeah, I'm somewhat familiar with adult daycare, not as much as people in the field of daycare, but though number 3 with Dr. King and number 7, it seems like an inordinate amount of people until midnight. So I guess Rich's question, the president's question about making sure they have Missouri licensure is critical. I'm actually curious to drive by those properties to see what they look like. I assume they're a normal house, so I guess more of a comment than anything. And my question is, do you see that many children and adults in a conditional use request in the past?
There have been a few. There's one on South Jefferson that we increased the number. They had previously been granted a conditional use, and just probably about 3 or 4 months back, we increased it, and they were at over 150. So you do occasionally see it. There are a fair amount that it seems do have their hours until midnight.
Almost like a hotel, it sounds like. But that just kind of caught my eye. I've never seen anything like that. I've seen 10, 20, 30. Okay. I'll just see if there's a precedent there with numbers.
It's definitely not as common as anywhere from 30 to 50 is probably considerably more common, but there have been 2 or 3 that have been to that size since in the few months that I've been doing this.
And the respective aldermen and alderwomen are on board? I could probably find
I believe
that
the one
out.
in Virginia, they did.
Or Sandmore.
We don't know what the alderman's stance would be. The one on West Florissant, the alderman wrote a letter and came and spoke in support. As far as Martin Luther King, I would have to, it looks like
Yes,
we didn't have,
Sandmore, it appears.
yeah, we didn't have any support or opposition
Thank you.
from him.
Any other questions from the board on conditional uses? Seeing none, I'll take a motion, please.
Move to accept the recommendations for the 14 conditional use permits.
Second.
I have a motion to approve and a second. Can you read the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Rundy.
Aye.
Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Roth.
Aye.
Director Moore is excused. Director Gray is excused. President Bradley.
Aye, approved. I'd like to turn your attention to our minutes from our July 14th meeting last week. And just as a reminder for the board, if you were not present at a meeting, I would ask that you please don't motion or vote, just abstain from the vote, please. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to approve, please.
Move to approve the minutes?
Second.
Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Rundy.
Aye.
Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Roth.
Aye.
Director Moore is excused. Director Gray is excused. And
Oh, wait a
President-
minute, I think I abstained. I was gone. Changed me to an abstain, and I guess it shouldn't be my motion. Or who made the motion?
Roth did.
Yeah,
and-
I'm sorry.
I can make a motion to approve the minutes.
We have a motion to approve the minutes from Director Hayes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Hey, can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Rundy.
Aye.
Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Roth.
Abstain.
Director Moore is excused. Director Gray is excused. And President Bradley.
Aye. The minutes are approved. Thank you. Take a motion to accept the agenda, please.
I just have a question before that. I didn't see on the agenda the festival, did you read 2 festival permits or something?
Yes, I did.
And I just didn't see it on the agenda, so I don't know whether we need to amend the agenda to include the
Right.
two, was it 2 festival permits?
So go ahead and make the motion that includes those.
All right. I move to amend the agenda to add the 2 festival permits that were read, and as amended, that it be approved.
Second.
And just as a point of clarification, those 2 festival permits that were read were on the agenda that was distributed via email, but they're not on today's agenda that was posted in front of you, so it's a good point. So, okay, can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is excused. Director Rundy.
Aye.
Director Hayes.
Aye.
Director Roth.
Aye.
Director Moore is excused. Director Gray is excused. And President Bradley.
Aye, the agenda is approved. Motion to adjourn, please.
Move to adjourn? Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, meeting adjourned.